Anyone would have looked Sofee, anyone would have turned the key, anyone worn enough that all the bosses hate her, would reach for proof, would reach for paper, would reach for anything she'd got. I kept trying to keep you safe, I kept trying to soften the blow. They hate you, Sofee, they hate you, and I'm the one who told you so. If they punish you for reading, that proves what I've been saying. This place was never on your side. I only tried to keep you careful, I only tried to be your guide. No!
Not anyone!
Me!
I read them!
I opened the door, I went back once, then twice, then more.
I knew the sign, I crossed the line.
You were frightened, yes I was. You were cornered, yes because you were trying to survive. No!
I was trying to know whether you were friend or foe, and you kept feeding me a story, while I kept feeding you sugar. The fear, the hints, the warnings, the little lowered voice. They hate you, Sofee.
They decided, Sofee.
I defend you, Sofee.
As if terror was kindness voice, as if panic was a choice.
I kept bringing cake, but your friendship remained fake.
Yes, cake.
Every little sponge, every eclair was me wanting to wreak care. A kind word next to my name. If I fed you enough sweetness, would you feed the room the same? Difficult,
Weird.
too much. Those are your words in their file.
I didn't tell you to open the cabinet.
No, I softened what I could.
You sharpened what you touched, I said. Enough to warn you.
You said too much.
I knew how cold they were.
You made the coldness colder.
I carried what they said. You put it on my shoulders. I was your friend. You were. And that is why this hurts.
I've been reading secret notes for months, not once, not by accident, not one panicked glance, and then never again. Months, because they were so ridiculously easy to access, because the fear was louder than the warning sign, because I kept telling myself I was only checking whether the wording had improved. That is the confession, isn't it?
I read them again and again. I fed him cake and checked the notes and pray to see kindness portrayed.